too.
Yeah, actually.
All right, we're going to go into a match that we actually saw in Grand Finals, I believe, 2 weeks ago. Gibus versus Lima.
We've had kind of our showing of our regulars has been kind of sporadic lately. You know, like Lima wasn't here last week, and then the week before when you were talking about Grand Finals being these two guys, Austin wasn't there.
Yeah, Austin, Jason.
Jason wasn't there either. Yeah, I mean, we've had really sporadic attendance lately, but I think a lot of that,
everyone's here.
Pretty much everyone. We're missing a few. Trying to think who else. Denty's here. That's different.
We got quite a bit of people here this week.
Yeah,
it's going to be really interesting. And last week, actually, Gibus was able to take his first set off of Lima ever.
Really?
Now, the set matchup is still skewed like 8 or 9 to 1. And Lima was able to prevail and take the last set. But it was 2 Game 5 last hit sets.
Okay.
So Gibus has clearly learned a thing or two about the matchup and the way it's played, so we'll see how it plays out.
You know, I think a lot of players in our area have recently been studying the Bayonetta matchup. We have quite a few Bayonetta players in our area. It's become more of a necessary matchup if you live in DFW.
Oh, yeah.
To learn. If you don't know the Bayonetta matchup, or at least aren't comfortable, it will be very tricky for you.
Really good punish on that air dodge. He knows Lima's habits. I'm amazed Lima's able to space that back air such that he's still able to hit such a short character like Greninja.
Yep. I'm trying to get that witch time right there. I think you saw that coming out, but or maybe air dodge actually. Get him down tilt. Are you gonna whiff the forward smash? Gonna be a punish.
Gibus does not want to deal. Oh my goodness.
That was a tipper? I guess he jumped.
I guess she's tall enough.
Maybe.
You know, there's definitely a couple of characters that are tall enough that you can get that grounded up smash.
You saw right there Greninja's short character, so he was standing, you know, next to Bayonetta, and he's about half as short as she is. So
yeah,
I could see that.
He's tall, but he crouches.
Yeah. It's kind of like Sheik in a way. I have the same problem. Wii Fit trainers are really, really tall characters.
Yeah.
So I probably would have got caught by that myself. With another forward smash right there. We'll see Gibus get that grab, but nothing much after.
You see consistently Gibus, whenever Lima's at the ledge, he just wants to run away. Go and control center. Because he doesn't really want to deal with the mix-ups of Lima getting back on stage. Sometimes it's really difficult to contest Bayonetta at the ledge. So just grab center stage and exert pressure with your presence. Wow.
Wow, center stage. Maybe a little bit of questionable DI there.
Yeah, probably DIing out, trying to SDI away from the twist.
A smart move, but unfortunately getting caught by the Nair. I didn't see that coming, so I can completely understand. That was really tough. Really tricky there from Lima. Good mix up.
Yeah, mixing up from the usual up air you'd see.
Like you said earlier, you can see Gibus has really picked up on a lot of Lima's habits, not giving him witch time, not really giving him what we normally see out of Lima.
What an intercept!
Ooh,
what an intercept. First the witch twist to push Gibus back out just a little bit more. And then he only had one place to go, no jump, had to go straight for the ledge with the hydro pump.
Was dirty. Wow.
And then he hit him with a leg drop.
Quite an impressive edge guard there from Lima. Okay.
And that was dirty. Yeah. I feel bad.
I feel bad for Gibus. He had no other option to recover.
But that was just brilliant systematic removal of Gibus's options by Lima.
When we saw Gibus that entire game basically have the lead, he really didn't drop it at all. But Lima came out of nowhere and just caught him off guard. Can't blame him. Bayonetta is one of those characters where she could be completely down and catch you off guard.
Oh, yeah.
She's got the zero suit thing.
Definitely one of the biggest comeback factors in the game. Gibus is no stranger to that, playing Lucario.
Yeah.
And, of course, Greninja's really good at racking up damage pretty quickly and evening things out. But
gonna get caught there.
A little bit too aggressive. Maybe trying to go for a footstool down air situation, but the fact that witch time lasted so long that he was still in lag from the footstool, wasn't able to set it up properly. And now Gibus has the first stock.
Yep. He counterpicked Town and City here. A smart play. It's a great Greninja stage, actually. And
he's not as worried about dying off the top to Bayo things as some other characters might be, because he has that Shadow Sneak. Now, he might be able to get punished for the Shadow Sneak, getting out of the witch twists, but it's usually not by an up air or something that hits him further up. They usually catch him with an air or a down air and send him out. little bit too close, charging that water shuriken.
Ooh, that back air. You know, I noticed today when I was actually playing doubles and I got caught by Witch Time, it's almost like the hitbox looks like, you know, from the normal move, doesn't look like it fully gets close, just like we saw right there with that back air. It almost looked extended, like Witch Time has just a little bit more range than you would expect.
Yeah.
So it caught Gibus off guard. It's a really tricky move, honestly.
It's really, really difficult to deal with. It's such a potent move to catch landings when your opponent, you know, they have a mix-up of I'm either going to land empty or I'm going to try to... It's either like a tech situation or an aerial.
Yep.
They either run into the Witch Time or they tech away and then you're safe.
So Lima mixing it up right there, not actually going for our bread and butter Bayonetta combos by going for up B, you know, side B, and just actually trying to connect 3 upper strings and taking Gibus all the way to the skies, but not quite going to take the stock. Gibus just barely. Quite charged up enough to take that stock from Lima, keeping it close.
Does get the grab. The up throw is not going to kill Raw just yet. We're getting very close to those percents. Maybe a little bit more rage or just a little bit more percent on Gibus on Town and City. Gotta be real careful.
Yeah. Just going to get caught with those up Bs. Ooh, Gibus, good.
Just a couple of hits have put Gibus in a really, really bad spot. Sitting at 100, he could probably die to a straight back air at the wrong side of the stage. You know, an up air might send him flying.
An upper just might do it, but we're getting those percents where Greninja's up throw will do the same thing right there.
Absolutely, that heel slide not safe. Gibus sits and holds shield with all that rage that he's accumulated from Lima just smacking him across the stage. He was finally able to find that grab and send him out to the sky.
You see a little advice coming from Zanzi to give Gibus just a little heads up.
Coach Zan.
Coach Zan.
He is his doubles partner and I guess also
fellow
singles
caster as
partner
well.
right now.
Yep.
He's his eye in the sky. Very high in the sky. Zan is a tall man.
Zanzi definitely noticed that edge guard that Lima had at the very last game there. I think he was he's wanting to give Gibus a little advice, you know. Maybe a few pointers to avoid that. Hopefully, again, going into game 3, we're going to see Lima's counter pick right here. It seemed like Gibus enjoyed Town and City quite a bit. It worked out really well for him.
I'd imagine... Okay, Smashville. Yeah, last time Lima counterpicked a Battlefield in the last set, it didn't work out too well for him, so Smashville makes a bit of sense.
Yep. So Smashville is actually, it can work out really well for both these characters. Greninja's forward smash is very good, killing off the side, and he'll kill even earlier on this stage, but...
Oh no, missed input from Gibus. He misses the up input after the side, and he definitely could have lived that too. He just, a little bit of an input error puts him so far behind in game 3. Let's see if he's able to come back from it. I mean, Greninja's definitely a character that can put on a lot of damage, but the momentum swing's gonna hurt.
Yep. It was just a really, that nair that, nair of Bayonetta, it's a very nasty angle, as we saw right there. It sent him straight under the stage, and, you know, unfortunately missed input error, but, you know, there's a lot of characters in the cast that would have struggled to get back right there without a jump.
Certainly.
So, I mean, that just goes to show right there, you know, that hit Gibus a really low percent, and, you know, that means that nair just, wow, he hit the right hitbox on the side right there.
And more of that Bayonetta factor, she's really good at just taking those stocks away when you least expect them.
Yep. Gibus getting really, really
at the
aggressive.
edge of the stage, it could be death at any percent.
That'll be it. Unfortunate.
Brilliant setup. He waited for the end of not only the shadow sneak, but the air dodge afterwards, and caught him with a forward air.
It's a heartbreaker for Gibus game 3. A really unfortunate misinput. We saw him getting really, really aggressive there last stock, but he had to you know, to come back.
Yeah, when you got that big of a deficit from such an unfortunate.
When you're that far behind, you kind of have to. But that's the unfortunate part. If you're up against a character like Bayonetta, as we saw right there, you know, she lives against aggressive characters like that. Or aggressive playstyles, really. Because Witch Time, as we saw right there.
So potent, especially on the edge of the stage, on the platforms. Worst case scenario. You know, Gibus was running train until it all fell apart with the up air, getting Witch Time down that platform.
Yep. All Lima really had to do was do what he just did right there, which is just read an aggressive option and get that Witch Time so he can get the edge guard right there. And there was nothing much Gibus could do. You know, Greninja is great.